Obadiah, introduction by Jonathan Domingo. The book of Obadiah is the shortest book in the Old Testament, yet its message carries a weight far beyond its length. It is focused, direct, and intensely specific, addressing not Israel broadly, but a single nation, Edom. And through this narrow lens, it reveals a universal truth about pride, justice, and the certainty of God's judgment. Obadiah's prophecy centers on a historical wound. Edom, descended from Esau, and Israel, descended from Jacob, share a common ancestry. Their story goes back generations, marked by tension, rivalry, and conflict. But what brings Edom under judgment in this book is not merely ancient hostility, it is their response to Judah's downfall. When Jerusalem was attacked and overthrown, Edom did not come to help. Instead, they stood at a distance, watching. More than that, they rejoiced over Judah's destruction. They took advantage of the situation, looting, cutting off those who tried to escape, even handing survivors over to the enemy. What should have been a moment of compassion became an opportunity for exploitation. It is into this situation that Obadiah speaks. His message is clear. God has seen, and he will respond. The central issue in Obadiah is pride. Edom's confidence is rooted in their geography. They lived in mountainous regions, with natural defenses that made them feel secure and untouchable. Who will bring me down to the ground? They say in their hearts. This sense of invincibility leads to arrogance not only toward other nations, but ultimately toward God. Obadiah confronts this directly. Though you soar like the eagle, from there I will bring you down, declares the Lord. This is a powerful reminder that no position, no advantage, no human strength can place us beyond God's reach. What appears secure in human terms is not necessarily secure before Him. But pride is not only about self-exaltation, it is also revealed in how we treat others. Edom's sin is not just that they felt superior, but that they acted on that superiority in a moment when they should have shown mercy. Obadiah lists their actions with precision, standing aloof, rejoicing over misfortune, entering the city to take spoil, cutting off fugitives. Each step reflects a hardening of the heart. This progression is important. Sin often begins internally with attitudes of pride, indifference, or resentment, and then moves outward into action. Obadiah shows us that what we allow in the heart eventually expresses itself in behavior. The judgment pronounced against Edom is measured and certain. As you have done, it shall be done to you. This principle of justice runs throughout the book. Their actions will return upon their own heads. The security they trusted will fail them. The alliances they relied on will turn against them. What seemed like strength will prove to be weakness. This is not arbitrary punishment, it is a reflection of God's justice. He sees clearly, and he responds in a way that is consistent with his character. The message is sobering, actions have consequences, and no injustice goes unnoticed. Yet Obadiah does not end with Edom. The focus expands to what is called the Day of the Lord. This is no longer about a single nation, it is about all nations. What happens to Edom becomes a picture of a larger reality. Just as Edom is judged for its pride and violence, so all nations will be held accountable. The day of the Lord is near upon all the nations. This broadens the scope of the book. It reminds us that God's justice is not limited by geography or history. It is universal. Every nation, every people, every individual stands before Him. But alongside this message of judgment, there is also a promise of restoration. For on Mount Zion there shall be deliverance. While Edom faces destruction, Israel is promised renewal. What has been taken will be restored. What has been broken will be rebuilt. The people of God will once again take possession of what was lost. This contrast is central to the book. Judgment and restoration are not separate themes, they are intertwined. As God brings down what is proud and unjust, He lifts up what is humble and faithful. The same day that brings judgment for some brings deliverance for others. The final words of Obadiah are simple, yet profound. The kingdom shall be the Lord's. This is the ultimate conclusion not just of this book, but of the entire prophetic message. Human kingdoms rise and fall. Nations gain power and lose it. But above all of this, God reigns. His authority is final. His purposes will stand. For us today, Obadiah speaks with clarity and precision. It confronts the subtle and often hidden nature of pride, the ways we may feel secure in our own position, our own strength, our own advantage. It challenges us to examine not only how we see ourselves, but how we respond to the suffering of others. Do we stand at a distance, indifferent? Do we take quiet satisfaction in the struggles of others? Or do we move toward compassion, recognizing that what we do reflects the condition of our hearts? Obadiah also reminds us that God's justice is real. In a world where injustice can seem unchecked, where wrongs appear to go unanswered, this book assures us that God sees. He is not indifferent. He will act. At the same time, it points us toward hope, a hope rooted not in human strength, but in God's ultimate reign. A hope that looks beyond present circumstances to a future where His kingdom is fully established. The book of Obadiah may be brief, but its message is enduring. It calls us to humility in place of pride, to compassion in place of indifference, and to trust in the God whose justice is sure and whose kingdom will not fail. Obadiah, the vision of Obadiah. Thus saith the Lord God concerning Edom, We have heard a rumor from the Lord, and an ambassador is sent among the heathen. Arise ye, and let us rise up against her in battle. Behold, I have made thee small among the heathen. Thou art greatly despised. The pride of thine heart hath deceived thee, thou that dwellest in the clefts of the rock, whose habitation is high, that saith in his heart, Who shall bring me down to the ground? Though thou exalt thyself as the eagle, and though thou set thy nest among the stars, thence will I bring thee down, saith the Lord. If thieves came to thee, if robbers by night, how art thou cut off? Would they not have stolen till they had enough? If the grape-gatherers came to thee, would they not leave some grapes? How are the things of Esau searched out? How are his hidden things sought up? All the men of thy confederacy have brought thee even to the border. The men that were at peace with thee have deceived thee, and prevailed against thee. They that eat thy bread have laid a wound under thee. There is none understanding in him. Shall I not in that day, saith the Lord, even destroy the wise men out of Edom, and understanding out of the mount of Esau? And thy mighty men, O Teman, shall be dismayed, to the end that every one of the mount of Esau may be cut off by slaughter. For thy violence against thy brother Jacob shame shall cover thee, and thou shalt be cut off forever. In the day that thou stoodest on the other side, in the day that the strangers carried away captive his forces, and foreigners entered into his gates, and cast lots upon Jerusalem, even thou wast as one of them. But thou shouldest not have looked on the day of thy brother in the day that he became a stranger, neither shouldest thou have rejoiced over the children of Judah in the day of their destruction, neither shouldest thou have spoken proudly in the day of distress. Thou shouldest not have entered into the gate of my people in the day of their calamity, yea, thou shouldest not have looked on their affliction in the day of their calamity, nor have laid hands on their substance in the day of their calamity. Neither shouldest thou have stood in the crossway, to cut off those of his that did escape, neither shouldest thou have delivered up those of his that did remain in the day of distress. For the day of the Lord is near upon all the heathen. As thou hast done, it shall be done unto thee. Thy reward shall return upon thine own head. For as ye have drunk upon my holy mountain, so shall all the heathen drink continually, yea, they shall drink, and they shall swallow down, and they shall be as though they had not been. But upon Mount Zion shall be deliverance, and there shall be holiness, and the house of Jacob shall possess their possessions. And the house of Jacob shall be a fire, and the house of Joseph a flame, and the house of Esau for stubble, and they shall kindle in them, and devour them, and there shall not be any remaining of the house of Esau, for the Lord hath spoken it. And they of the south shall possess the mount of Esau, and they of the plain the Philistines, and they shall possess the fields of Ephraim, and the fields of Samaria, and Benjamin shall possess Gilead. And the captivity of this host of the children of Israel shall possess that of the Canaanites, even unto Zarephath, and the captivity of Jerusalem, which is in Sepharad, shall possess the cities of the south. And saviors shall come up on Mount Zion to judge the mount of Esau, and the kingdom shall be the Lord's.